Everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am Heather, aka The Busy Simmer, and you are watching BS Builds the Simsie Shell Challenge Part 2. I don't know why I've never said my name before, but my name is Heather, and if you couldn't already tell that from my channel, then you've not been paying attention. So in this episode, we go... okay, well, I think I did some off-screen building, and I may have to make a separate video to kind of take everybody through what I did. But I guess in this episode we're doing the second floor. I also had some trouble building around the stairs here. I wanted to make a nice master bedroom with an ensuite bathroom and patio as well, like a deck area. I also wanted to make a couple of children's rooms as well with a shared bathroom, just because, you know, it's a family home. We should probably have some kiddos rooms, or at least one, you know. But so I'm just trying to figure out the floor plan here, and it was really difficult. And I did go through and watch part 1, and I do realize that I say a lot. And it's, yeah, so I apologize for that. I'm gonna really try to watch it, but we do a little bit of landscaping. We add more windows. There it is again. I end up changing the color to these windows, I think. I do use a lot of the vintage glamour stuff in the master bedroom. Again, the kids' rooms I kind of make a little more modern themed. As you can see, I turned the music room into an atrium, basically. It's just like a gardening room, and there are some functional potter plants. Oh my god. There are some functional items in that room. There's a flower making bench. You can plant some stuff in the pots, and there's even a bee box, but most of it is just decoration, basically. I kind of went all out, and I'll have to make a new video touring this house so I can show everybody what that looks like, since I did not include that in the video, which is really disappointing. I'm having a hard time believing that I didn't record that, but I guess, I mean, I don't have any more videos to show you, so I guess I did not record that. So we're making the ensuite deck to the master bedroom, and then I made another deck over there, and I think that is attached to the girls' room, which ends up being really, really white. She's a very clean person, I guess, I imagine. And that bathroom is connected to both the hallway, the girls' room, and the other kids' room, which we end up changing a bunch of times. I try to make it a boys' room, and then I try to make it a nursery, and then I think I end up just making it like a overhang for the yard or something. I don't know. But this room was shaped weird, and I wanted to make the toilet room separate from the actual bathroom because nobody wants your stink while they're taking a bath. And also, I added an archway instead of a door to that bathroom as well from the bedroom. I did have a bedroom like that when when I was living on my own. I had a master bedroom that had an archway into the sink, vanity area and the bath, and then there was a totally separate room connected to that with just a toilet and like a shelf, I think. So I think it's kind of realistic. I do add different windows. I'm not keeping things very consistent in this house, so I'm sure that's driving a bunch of people crazy. I know it's driving me crazy while I am watching this. But it is still Wednesday, April 10th, and it is snowing harder than ever, although, and the snow is actually starting to stick now, which is crazy because when I went to bed last night, it was about 50 degrees out. It had been about 70 degrees all day, and now it's blizzarding, and that is just Colorado for you, people. But the snow is sticking to the grass. There's, I wouldn't call it quite an inch, and it just started sticking to the roads as well, which really shows you how cold it's getting if it's not melting off of the roads and sidewalks. But I still don't see a cyclone. It's just kind of a blizzard, which is not something that we're unfamiliar with here. So in the bedroom, I did add like a chase to the edge of the bed. And then I got, I think, kind of frustrated with the design of the bedroom, so I started doing a little bit to the outside, and I just kind of added plants everywhere. And I know that's a really popular thing with builders a lot of times, is just adding plants everywhere, but it's so fun. Like, I don't know what it is about plants. And then here, I kind of try to do some architecturing. Does not work out, as you will see. I changed this area a couple times because I just didn't like the way it turned out, but I try to use some of the, I don't know what that is, the outdoor adventure stuff, or jungle adventure. Oh, yeah, that's what it was, jungle adventure stuff. And I keep those columns on there for a while, and then get rid of them at some point. So don't freak out if you don't like the columns. They go eventually. Here we're just decorating the deck, because that's my favorite thing. I really like adding gardening, not like interactive gardening stuff, but just plants and gardening decoration items to decks and outdoor patios. I think it's a lot of fun and just makes sense. So if you're gonna be out on the deck, you might as well have plants, you know? Flowers that smell good and stuff like that, so. Here I'm just adding random paintings, and I think I turned this hallway into kind of the music area. It's kind of a communal area where people, you know, the kids can go and practice. I did get rid of the organ, but there is a piano, a guitar, a violin, and I believe a microphone. Yeah, I put the microphone there. So that's kind of an area, just a communal area where the family can get together and jam out, which I think is kind of fun. And of course the area rug, because I've learned area rugs are important. I end up putting the other shower in the master bedroom because it kind of went better with the Victorian era stuff, I think. And then this bathroom ended up being too small for a sink, which was kind of disappointing. And I was trying to figure out how to make it bigger, but I just couldn't really swing it, so. I really like the wall decorations as well that came from Vintage Glamour stuff, that black and gold one. I do something with it later that's actually really fun, and I enjoyed doing it, and I was kind of proud of myself even though it was so simple. You'll see here in a bit, I think. Oh yeah, I do end up adding, okay, so I added a door to the room so that she can actually have a functional deck, and it ends up being really crowded, but I love it. And here, I think I realized, oh crap, this room is really small. What am I gonna do? So I end up moving the door and a couple other things. I wanted to give her a desk as well as I think a dresser maybe. But I tried to make it really simple. And I figured, you know, when I was growing up, I had a bunch of white furniture. I had a white wooden bed frame, a white desk, a white dresser. I don't know what it was about white, but that's all of the stuff that I had was white. So I kind of took that from my own life and put it in this bedroom. And then I couldn't decide whether to make this a nursery or a toddler room. I tried to make it a toddler room, but it was really, really small. Like, closet space small, and I think I left it like that for a while and then went back and changed it. So here we'll make I imagined it's a teenage boy's room, so I tried to make it kind of like dark and dank a little bit without being too messy. I also gave him a desk, not a deck. And I just imagined he would be into the darker colors, but not, you know, not like goth, like black, all black stuff. So I gave him brown, just plain brown everything. And then I moved on to the little girl's deck, and I figured she'd need a seating area with plenty of decorations. And then I don't know why I added that lamppost. I don't even know what that does. It doesn't match with anything. I think I end up taking it out later. But I wanted to add plants to both of these decks. And I don't know how many times I can say that without it sounding really repetitive. I wanted to add a fountain somewhere as well, but I couldn't really find the space for it. And it didn't really fit. And sizing fountains up and down is really weird because the fountain itself will size up or down, but the water spouts won't. So it just looks weird and doesn't function the right way, I don't think. But I'm just going through the clutter here and trying to figure out what will go where. And I don't really have any lessons for you guys today because, you know, it's still the same day, literally 20 minutes after I recorded the last voiceover. So I guess my lesson for today is if it's blizzarding, you should probably stay home, like I am, in your cozy pajamas and play your Sims. That is exactly what I'm doing. I discovered those wallflowers in this build. I did not know we had those, and I love them, and I'm going to probably overuse them in every single build from now on. And then I tried to put this plant on the deck railing, and I did not realize that it was supposed to attach to the wall until later, so I think I move it. But I wanted to just give her lots of flowers and nice smelling things. Oh yeah, right there I realized, oh, it goes on the wall. And then I wanted to do something with those as well, but I couldn't figure out where to put them. And I wanted to put one of those as well, but I think I ended up getting rid of that later on. I really like the idea of having that little patio, non-functional patio with like ants on them. Oh yeah, and then I just got rid of the jungle adventure columns. So to all of you who were cringing at that, they are gone. Then I played with those a little bit and I couldn't really get them to look the way I wanted them to, so got rid of them as well. And then I don't know what I was doing with that little piece, but that stays there for a while before I get rid of it. And there's not much really else to say. I think I tried to give her a couple seating areas on her deck, but I don't know if it ended up working out. I can't really remember. I think we moved the chair and then put... Yeah, we put that grass coffee table thing there. Just because it has grass on it, I was like, you know what, that looks really nice. I don't know if she would be able to get to that chair or not, so I moved everything over just a little bit. And then I did want to put some kind of statue or something on her deck as well. I thought those fountains were like normal sized, but they are not. And that's just, I'm just playing around with a bunch of stuff, trying to figure out what everything is, because I don't build that often. Oh yeah, I put the birdhouse over there next to the bird bath, so I thought that was really cute to add amongst the flowers and the plants. And I'm trying to figure out if I can fit a fountain back there, but I don't think I actually do it. Oh yeah, I put that like dead tree thing, vine thing back there just because it looks interesting. And then I do end up decorating those kind of bump outs. Instead of trying to fit like a roof on them, I end up putting some plants just cause. I mean, there aren't enough good statues, otherwise I would have done that, but the only statues that you can really put on the outside like that are the goth type looking ones that are from the vampire game pack, so I didn't want to use those because I'm not building a goth house, you know, that's just not what I'm doing. So I just decorated with plants, and I'm just trying to figure out what looks good and what I can, you know, what all I can put on there. And then I put a fence, like a mini fence around those, just to, you know, I figured they'd need something to keep from falling over in the wind, or falling off the roof at least. And then I had some issues with my build at some point, like I could put some furniture in certain places on this deck, but not others, and I couldn't figure out what the deal was. They just kept disappearing whenever I tried to put them in that outer corner area. See, I'm trying to put it right there, and then it just disappears. So I'm not sure what the deal was with that. Some kind of glitch, or maybe there's something about building that I don't know about. And then here, here's what I was talking about earlier with these wall decorations. I was just kind of proud of myself for doing this. So I put the mirrors on the wall, and then put the decorations in front of them, and it ends up being like a decorated mirror. But I guess that's that was kind of fun for me to do. But I did it in the bedroom and in the bathroom as well, as you can see. And then I just end up adding more and more plants, because who doesn't like plants? Everybody likes plants. In reality, if I had this many plants in my house, they would all be dead. Like, I would not be able to upkeep this at all. But I wanted her to have lots of just base flowers as well. I figured there'd be some on the deck railing. Of course, they're in peril of falling, but this is The Sims. They're not gonna fall. Come on, people. So, yeah. Put some more flowers. And then eventually I get to, yeah, here we go, I get to the walls and stuff. I always tend to do the walls last, and I'm not sure why. I should probably play around with my method a little bit, because other people I see doing, like, you know, the roofing, after they get their floor, not the floor plan, but the shell down, they do the roof, and then they do the exterior, and then they do the walls and the floor on the inside, and then they do the floor plan, and then all the decorating, and it seems to work out really well for them. I've never actually tried that, but I always tend to do the walls last, because I kind of want the furniture to have a certain look before I do the walls. If I do the walls first, then I feel like I'm stuck. Like, like I can't change it for some reason, but I feel like I'm stuck to a certain color scheme with the walls. And I can't change, like I have to, you know, use furniture with the same colors, or complementing colors, the color scheme. But here I'm trying to figure out the toddler room. It's just not going well. And I did a lot of wood flooring, which I really, really liked. And I ended up putting, instead of doing a white floor, because everything else is white in that room, but I ended up putting that orange flower wallpaper in the girls' room, and I'm like, you know what? Everything else is white. We should give her like an orangey type floor to kind of tie the wallpaper in. So that's what I ended up doing there. And then I put some outdoor lights as well, because that's important. Oh yeah, and I forgot to do curtains all the way around. No, I think I did them in the first floor. So I'm just kind of adding some to the second floor here, because when you're taking a bath, you don't want your neighbors peeking in, I guess. You know, even though this is The Sims and you can't peek into windows, I don't think. I think you could in The Sims 3 or The Sims 2. One of those you could actually peek into windows, which was kind of actually creepy, but really, really funny. And it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do with the exterior. At first I was like, you know, I think I might want to do something kind of European. That didn't really fit very well with what I was, you know, had in mind, which was nothing. I actually didn't have anything in mind until I saw what I wanted. But then I just started kind of playing with these bump outs a little more, trying to get the plants on them and all that stuff, so. Oh yeah, and then this is where, so I really liked the idea of this. I really wanted to have some flowers in that little patio thing that's non-functional. And I might use that in another build, but for this one it just didn't work out very well. I think I decided on some stone. Yeah. I alternated between stone and stucco, which is a weird combination, but I think it worked, maybe? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. Did the stone and the stucco work together? And I did change the color of the windows and the doors and stuff, so. Orange wasn't really working with that color of the stone. I did keep the vintage glamour windows black, though, because I felt it was important to the interior that they stay black. I was gonna try some siding at first and decided against that. Then I was trying to find the stucco. It's really hard to do, apparently. I thought maybe some wood with the stone would look okay, but when I put it up there, I really didn't like it. There's the stucco. So I went with some, I don't even remember, some warmer gray stucco, so it wasn't quite gray. I mean, it's gray, but I don't know, it has some warm tone in it that make it just a little bit nicer. And it goes with the stone really well, I think. I don't know. It bothered me that the seams were open. And that you could see where the stone stopped and the stucco started. So I was trying to figure out how to cover that up. And so I ended up doing some wall plants here. Then I ended up covering the whole wall, and that was kind of pointless. So I don't know if I kept that or not, but I think I ended up putting in columns on every single corner. Oh yeah, and I added hanging like lights to her bedroom because I thought that was really cute and kind of a girly thing to have, so. I apologize, I don't have much to say. I mean, usually the weather is something boring to talk about, but Colorado is very bipolar with its weather, so that's actually a normal conversation for my area of the world. Taking a look, there's about an inch out there now. Not on the roads, but like on the grasses. It says on the grass and stuff. Yeah, and here I'm playing with the trees, and they all seem so big. And I know you can make them smaller, but I just... yeah, that's what I do with the aspen. And the birch tree. I tried everything. I think that one, yeah. I did like the way that looked. So I tried to alternate and I tried to also make it consistent where the stone and the stucco was. But I couldn't quite figure it out, because everybody makes it look so easy, right? Like, if you watch Lil Simsie or James from the Sim Supply or even Miss Griffey, if you watch all these talented people build and they're like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, and or they have a panic attack, or they're just like laugh at themselves, and it's just silly because they clearly know what they're doing. Like, maybe they feel like they don't, but their end result is so much better than anything I could ever make. It's just ridiculous. And it's clear here, as you're watching this, that I really don't know what I'm doing. Like, for real. That's not me being humble. That's like a real life. I have diagnosed myself with does not know how to build Sims 4 houses. Or color coordinate, or really do much of anything. I mean, I can put stuff in a house, it just, whether it looks good or coordinates well or not, is something entirely different. So, I tried really hard to make it look nice, and I did get rid of the toddler stuff here, and I think this is where I ended up, yeah, I ended up making it like a, not a gazebo, oh my gosh, what, pergola. I made it a pergola instead of having a room, and so I did not delete the wall. I kept the floor plan. I just made it a smaller, very small wall, fenced in area. And as you can see, I'm kind of struggling with deleting the floor here. It doesn't work out with the small squares, and as I was hitting the delete button, it was also deleting that black fencing area. So I was having some issues. I don't know why they make it so difficult. Like, you have to delete the rectangles and not the small squares before you put the rest of the fencing in. So, I don't know, it was just kind of weird. And I could not get rid— oh, there it goes. I just made that room bigger to cover up that floor piece because I couldn't get rid of it. Which ended up being a good thing because that's actually the bathroom, and I needed a space for the sink. So that actually ended up being really good. And then I couldn't delete that floor on the right side either, so I ended up just covering it with plants. But yeah, this is one of my other favorite things. So I made an entire build based around a pergola. You can find it on the gallery, but basically I built a studio home, and instead of putting a roof, I made a pergola and just put a ton of plants on the roof. So you're living in this house that has a roof garden, and you can look up and see all the flowers and plants and stuff and the roots and all that. So in reality, that would be non-functional and would not work very well. But in The Sims, it's really cute, and I love it so much. So here I am putting the sink in finally, so that bathroom is complete, which is really good. And I made sure to put a mirror in there as well. I almost forgot, and then I was like, oh no, mirrors. Those are kind of important. So anywhere the stone stops and the stucco begins is where I put a column, I think. Just to kind of tie it together a little better. It doesn't look great though still. And then of course on the corners as well. So then I think, kind of playing around, my archways, a few things in the house got deleted. So like my archway got deleted, a few of the plants got deleted, and I'm not sure why that happened, but there was a weird thing that happened with my game the other day where I opened it and it said your saves may be deleted if you try to save, and I don't know, there was just a really weird message. So I exited out of the game and came back in, and everything seemed to be fine, but then there was a bunch of stuff missing from like my 100 baby challenge and my builds. Not super important stuff, like there was nothing critical missing, but it was just really annoying to have to deal with that. So here I am trying to figure out what will fit on those shelves on that wall. I'm trying to do some more clutter. And I'm just trying to tie, you know, tie the rest of the rooms together. And I tend to, as I'm seeing things in the I call it the clutter catalog, the decorations catalog, if I see something, I'll go back to the room and add it. If I was trying to look for it before and couldn't find it, it's inevitable that I'll see it when I'm not looking for it. I'll go back and add it to the room I wanted it in. So I'm just trying to pepper in some paintings and make things just a little bit nicer and more rounded. I really like that the banisters fit in between those paintings. I thought that was really cool. I felt like the teenage boy would have some sporty things, some artsy things maybe, and a few video gaming posters, band posters, that kind of. So, as you can tell, this house is very flowery. I did try to make that column a little more complete, but it wasn't quite lining up the way I wanted it to. So, and here, oh yeah, I add the stucco to that area. Light. And I don't, do I do the roof here? I do. Do I finish it though? That is the question, because, oh, I do. Okay. I feel like the roof is one of the worst parts, so I tend to do that absolutely, like, last second if I can. The only thing worse than the roof is the landscaping, so I do like plants. I like decorating a house with plants. I do not like landscaping. That is the worst for me, just because I'm so bad at it. It's so bad. Like, I haven't even done landscaping for the for this build yet, but when that video comes out, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, Heather, you were right. You're so bad at this. Let me fix it for you. And please, please do. If you download this this build from the gallery once it's up, and you want to fix it, please let me know. Tag me, hashtag the busy simmer in your video. If you upload the new build to the gallery, definitely hashtag me in that so I can see it. I would love to see people fixing my builds. Like, I do the best I can with them, but I would not be at all offended if I saw somebody try to fix it for me. So yeah, so if you want to do that once this is up, please feel free. I'm using those wallflowers again. And then I just end up using these flower boxes over and over again. I like having the different color flowers. I know a lot of people try to keep it uniform and use one color, but I just like the idea of having a couple different colors. But we're almost at the end of our video, guys, so if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more, subscribe, and if you want to be notified when they come out, hit the notification bell. Otherwise, follow me on Tumblr, it's The Busy Simmer. Follow me on the gallery, The Busy Simmer. And have a great morning, afternoon, night, wherever you are. And until next time, happy simming!